Bitcoin dominance measures Bitcoin's market capitalization as a percentage of the total cryptocurrency market cap, currently around 58.6% to 59%, indicating its leading position amid recent fluctuations. Altcoin dominance, calculated as 100% minus Bitcoin dominance, roughly 41% now, reflects the collective share of all other cryptocurrencies and rises when capital shifts from Bitcoin to riskier altcoins during bullish phases for those assets.
Recent news shows Bitcoin dominance slipping from 59.3% in late December 2025 to 58.6% as of mid-January 2026, with altcoins like ETH, OP, and others outperforming amid signals of a potential mini alt season, driven by bearish wedges on dominance charts and higher altcoin trading volumes. This rotation suggests growing investor appetite for altcoins, though Bitcoin remains dominant, with historical patterns hinting at possible further altcoin surges if dominance breaks below key levels like 60%.
Bitcoin dominance, which tracks Bitcoin's share of the total crypto market cap, has recently declined from 59.3% on December 24, 2025 to around 58.6% as of mid-January 2026, amid Bitcoin's price climbing to a two-month high near $96,240. This slip reflects capital rotating into altcoins like Optimism, OP, up 18.5%, Celestia, TIA, up 14%, and others, outpacing Bitcoin and fueling talk of a mini altcoin season. Technical analyses highlight a bearish wedge pattern on dominance charts since late 2024, with historical drops below 60%, often triggering altcoin rallies, supported by Ethereum's relative strength and rising altcoin season index near 75%.
Recent news also notes elevated Bitcoin options activity over futures, signaling institutional hedging that tempers volatility while altcoins gain traction in a maturing market. Overall, these shifts point to cautious optimism for altcoin growth if dominance breaks lower, though Bitcoin retains its lead.
How is BTC dominance affecting altcoin performance now? Bitcoin dominance, currently hovering around 58.6% as of mid-January 2026, has dipped from 59.3% late last year, allowing capital to flow into altcoins and boost their performance. This decline creates a favorable environment for altcoins like Optimism, OP, with 18.5% gains, Celestia, TIA, up 14%, and Ethereum showing relative strength, as lower BTC dominance below 60% historically signals alt-season rotations where risk appetite grows.
While Bitcoin remains strong near $96,000, the bearish wedge on dominance charts suggests sustained altcoin outperformance if it breaks further, though high dominance above 60% would pressure altcoins by drawing funds back to BTC. Overall, the ongoing slip supports altcoin rallies amid rising trading volumes and a maturing market dynamic. How did BTC dominance move in the last 6 months impact prices of ETH and SOLs? Bitcoin dominance has trended downward over the last 6 months, from July 2025 to January 2026, dropping from peaks near 60 to 65% to around 58.6% currently, which has generally supported altcoin price gains by signaling capital rotation away from BTC. During periods of rising BTC dominance, e.g., late 2025 peaks,
ETH and SOL prices faced pressure, with ETH dipping toward $2,665 and SOL near $123 amid correlated declines tied to institutional flows favoring Bitcoin.
As dominance slipped below 60% recently, ETH demonstrated relative strength via an improving ETH-BTC ratio, rebounding from lows around 0.018, climbing toward $3,287 despite broader volatility, while SOL saw inflows and rallies up to 17% in liquidity-boosted phases, trading near $143 now. This inverse dynamic highlights how BTC dominance declines historically enable ETH and SOL outperformance, though synchronized dips occurred during high dominance corrections.
As dominance slipped below 60% recently, ETH demonstrated relative strength via an improving ETH-BTC ratio, rebounding from lows around 0.018. Climbing toward $3,287 despite broader volatility, while SOL saw inflows and rallies up to 17% in liquidity-boosted phases, trading near $143 now. This inverse dynamic highlights how BTC dominance declines historically enable ETH and SOL outperformance, though synchronized dips occurred during high dominance corrections.
Show ETH and SOL price correlation with BTC dominance last 6 months. Bitcoin dominance shows an inverse correlation with ETH and SOL prices over the last 6 months, July 2025 to January 2026, where BTC dominance peaked above 66% in mid-2025, before declining to around 58.6% now. As dominance fell from those highs, particularly slipping below 60% recently, ETH's price rebounded from lows near $2,665 to $3,284, a 23% rise, reflected in the ETH/BTC ratio improving from 0.018 to about 0.0347, signaling capital rotation into Ethereum. SOL followed a similar pattern with higher volatility, surging up to 17% during low dominance phases amid liquidity boosts and meme coin activity, reaching $143.52 despite sharper dips, such as -40% in risk-off periods, as its SOL/BTC pairing strengthened when dominance dropped.
July 2025 to January 2026, BTC dominance trend, ETH price change, SOL price change. Peak, mid-2025, up to 66%, 3, down to around $2,665, 11, down sharply, high beta, 2, decline, late 2025, down to 59.3%, 12, up to $3,287, 1, up 17% rallies, 11. Recent, January 2026, down to 58.6%, stable around $3,284, -1%, 1, around $143, -1%, 1.
This dynamic aligns with historical cycles, High dominance pressures alt prices via BTC favoritism, while declines, like now, boost ETH and SOL through profit-taking rotations, though SOL's 0.7 to 0.8 correlation with ETH amplifies its moves.